Hey everybody, it is July 19th, 2013's weekly wrap-up. Continuing on with the advanced voice course, I have been working on some other projects that you're not going to see for a little while, but I'm very excited about them, and I know it's going to add even more value and fun to the website. So, might be talking about harmonies, so that's coming up. Anyway, this week, the Advanced Voice Course, Step 40. I always do this with all my students here in the studio, and that is, as we're moving along, every now and then I sort of review and make sure that everything is balanced the right way, and that's kind of what that particular Step 40 is all about, just making sure things are working the right way, continuing on with working with the major pentatonic scale pattern, internalizing it. We'll continue to do that a little more as we move into Step 41 and 42, and you'll see that as they are released here on the website. And now for some hints and tips, our little musical tip of the week. You know, if you're on the website, and I'm always explaining the fact that we've got, you know, those free lessons, and then a beginning course, an intermediate course, and incidentally, the intermediate courses really takes you far into developing your voice. I think lots of people would think my intermediate course is the advanced course, but my advanced course, as if you're on the site, you know, is all about internalizing while you're simultaneously building strength in your voice through your range, internalizing all of the different most commonly heard and used sounds in music. Now, when I'm talking about a tip here, when I'm putting this information together, I've got two things going on in my head. One is the vocal techniques, the ability to deactivate all of the swallowing muscles, keep your larynx balanced in the middle of your neck, understand and hand out the proper sounds for you to physically feel different things in developing your voice. And those different things are keeping your larynx balanced, or something that creates a little more compression and pushes the chords in from the sides, as well as understanding how to take the air pressure away from the vocal folds as the air pushes up from underneath. Now, I just told you a lot more about voice than you might realize if you haven't been involved in these studies. And that is that the chords are a resisting valve, and if the air is pushed up the right way and you don't develop too much heft and pressure underneath the chord, you're going to be able to sing higher and lower in your range and improve the quality of your sound. And even your vibrato will kick in and out if you get that air balance right. Now, the problem lies in the fact that when we're talking about all the sounds as far as the mechanics of the language, oo, o, e, a, when we're working with these various different vowel combinations, it changes your voice box and changes the shape of that. So you have to, again, learn how to bring the right air pressure through the various shapes. Same time going on, some of these sounds, especially when you put consonant sounds in front of them, actually make things easier, to feel what compression is like. Or some sounds put you more in your mouth resonator, which pulls you down into your chest. Some sounds bring you more up into your nasal resonator, which makes it easier to sing higher notes with good compression and power. And I use the various different sounds all the time to help accomplish this, while simultaneously in the advanced course developing all of the basic ear training sounds as a musician, so you can respond to it in that way. Now, another question I'm always asked to address, especially when people are hearing me talk about compression, voice boxes, and balancing, and air pressure, and all of these things, I get asked, well, what about breathing? Vocal instructors spend a lot of time talking about supporting from the diaphragm and breathing techniques. Don't you do that? And the answer is, of course I do this. But what I've learned over the years is that if you start with too much breath support right from the beginning with the student, and I know this is going to sound weird to a lot of teachers, and it did to me at one point in time, but this is what I've arrived at after years of working this in different ways, that you're going to end up making them jam up creating too much power. Yeah, you'll get that open throat and the drop jaw, and you'll get the support, and they'll try to sing up over their bridges, and bingo, every time they hit where one of the passagios, they jam up. They can't carry that weight. They don't understand how to make the transition from one part of their range into another. And so, it's not that I don't talk about breathing, but I think too much emphasis on breathing in the beginning only causes jam up in the voice. So I do it in the opposite way. I, of course, get them to keep their rib cage and everything nice and straight, good posture, standing when they're vocalizing to internalize things right. Although even that, if you're sitting and your spine is in the correct position, and again the rib cage is not pushing down in any way that's and somehow takes away from what the diaphragm's doing naturally, then everything's going to be fine. But I have them stand. And I vocalize and get everything worked out at a much softer approach through the bridges, because the vocal cords can handle that pressure in the beginning. As the student truly understands how to vocalize up through their registers in a comfortable, lighter execution. I'm not talking about breathy. There's a difference between breathy and light. But a light execution, that ability to make those transitions in those areas of the voice, then is when you start to bring the support and the power into something that they now understand and can travel over. Now, that's my tip of the week. Sounds like I'm talking to students and to teachers. I guess I am. I'm sitting on my little soapbox here and talking about my approach towards this, and I have great success with it. And since we have musical tips of the week, there's my musical tip of the week this week. Actually, I think it's a very large one. So come on over to totallyvocals.com, where you can see all the breakdowns of the songs. You can get involved in all of the courses. They will logically take you from one point in your voice to another, build your voice with strength, expand your range, improve your tone. All of these things are all inside the courses and just waiting for you to come over and be involved. The content constantly grows. totallyvocals.com.